I'm making my first game, and if I mess it up, it will be boring, broken and refunded on Steam in 5 minutes. But there is a way to stop that from happening. I found a formula that anyone can use to build a good first game and avoid a total disaster. So here's what it looks like. One simple mechanic, one clear goal, minimal limitations, primitive progression and just a touch of unpredictability. That's it. If you think this formula leads to boring or generic games, let me show you some projects that prove the opposite. These games follow this formula, and they are beautiful, successful and deeply engaging. So let's get back to my game. I'm working on a small horror game about a girl lost in a forest. I wanted to feel a bit like Inside or Little Nightmares, quiet, creepy and atmospheric. So what's my simple mechanic? Walking. Around 80% of the time the player will be doing exactly that, walking through the forest. That means this mechanic has to feel just right. Everything else, puzzles, dialogues, platforming, comes second. But what's the point of walking around? That's where the second piece comes in, a clear goal. Some of my favorite games keep it super simple. In a short hike, it's get to the phone reception. In Dredge, it's deliver relics to the collector. For my game, the goal is to find girl's father. I don't want to invent something symbolic or profound. The goal just needs to be clear, something the player instantly understands. But there is a problem. If I put the father here and the girl here, the player walks across the map, boom, game over. Then comes refund and a bunch of negative Steam reviews, saying the game is too short and feels like a scam. So I need to slow the player down and stretch the journey a bit. That means adding some kind of obstacles, or as I like to call them, minimal limitations. Other games do this too. In Dredge, the islands are far apart, and with the starting ship you just can't reach them. In a short hike, the world is full of high cliffs, but your character doesn't have the strength to climb them yet. These barriers block your path in a natural way and make the world feel bigger, more exciting to explore. In my case, the player will come across physical barriers, blocked paths, fallen trees, maybe locked gates. It fits the setting, a forest full of obstacles, and gives the player a clear reason to engage with the world. But just placing a few obstacles isn't enough. The player could just smash through them and reach the father anyway. I want the player to earn the ability to break each one, to work for it, not just walk up and do it. And after each one, the journey shouldn't feel over. It should feel like a fresh start, a new step forward. That naturally leads to the idea of intermediate goals on the way to the main one, or in other words, primitive progression. In a short hike, you collect feathers to climb higher. In Dredge, you upgrade your ship to explore further. In my game, I want players to find the axe and upgrade it after. They will use the axe to break obstacles and keep moving forward. So let's look at what we have so far. The player walks, upgrade the axe, break obstacles, repeat. It looks like a normal gameplay loop. But here's the issue. Repeat that loop too many times and it gets predictable. And that's when it starts to feel boring. How can we fix it? Let's ask this guy. There's a classic experiment called the Skinner box. It showed that when rewards are random, the brain gets more excited and stays more engaged. That's why so many games use it. Think of how loot drops work in Path of Exile, or how every run in Hades feels fresh. You never know exactly what you will get, and that keeps you playing. The easiest way to add unpredictability is randomness. In Dredge, it's the rarity of fish. Another way is through side activities, like in a short hike, where you're constantly stumbling upon something unexpected. So in my game, I will add puzzles that give unpredictable rewards. You never know what you will find. A story piece, something that helps you with other puzzle, or X detail for an upgrade. That should add just enough variety to keep the gameplay interesting. So what do we have? A girl walks, solves puzzles, upgrades her axe, breaks obstacles, all to find her father. Simple? Yeah, but it's a full loop, and that's everything I need for a first game. This formula might be simple, but it gives you a solid foundation, and when it's your first game, that's important. It keeps you focused and stops you from getting lost in complexity. Once you have that foundation, you can build on top of it, polish, expand, experiment, until the game feels complete. But without it, there is a real risk. You will spread yourself too thin, jump between ideas and never actually finish your game. It also touches every key aspect of game design: core gameplay, meta gameplay and balance. So if you are building your first game, maybe this formula will help you too. I hope you find this video interesting or a bit inspiring. Thanks for watching and good luck with your first game.